Good morning, brush monkeys. We are back, and this week we are doing an unboxing, build, and paint of the Marvel Crisis Protocol She Hulk. I've gotten really into these Crisis Protocol games. I've got a series of videos coming up where we go through the whole core set and all that kind of thing. That's coming up. But I've done a couple of other miniatures on the side. As you know, I do these videos like 2 years in advance. So I've got those videos already planned out, but because I did last week's videos of the Squires both as one video, then I've got kind of an open space on my calendar. So I decided to go ahead and get this, and we go ahead and go through what one of these Crisis Protocol expansion sets comes with. And this is a really nice little figure. I actually painted one not too long ago as another TikToker, which was kind of fun to do. But so anyway, get into this. Here's all the these are like the cards, all the stuff you need for the game itself. Let me crack this open and I'll show you. I always put them in these little Ziploc bags, just can't get open. All right, so you've got your, if I can get it out of the bag. On. The bag's irritating the shit out of me. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Okay. So you've got all the tokens that you need for the game, and these all just punch out of the cards. And they say whether or not you're injured or what faction you're from or how much energy you're using for a particular gambit. Things. It's all explained in the rule books, but these are really, really nice. You can never have too many of those. And then you've got She-Hulk's stat card. And what's interesting with this that I noticed is, unlike all the other superheroes, almost every superhero, their stat card has their stats if their health is good and they're at 100%, and then the other side is their stats if they're injured or they're damaged in some way. And She-Hulk doesn't have a damaged stat. She-Hulk stats are the same on both sides. So she's a little bit of a badass there. And then you've got her her stratagem cards. These are stuff that she can do that's unique to her. Special attacks, things that she can play. This is her affiliation card, A-Force, and these are all the other characters, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, so on and so forth, that are in that same affiliation. So those are kind of cool. And they've got really nice artwork on the back that shows you what all these are. Beautiful artwork. So that's all for the game, and that's all nice. And then you've got the instructions. Pardon me, I'm moving around a lot, so it's... And this actually comes with every one of the Marvel Crisis Protocol sets. It says read this first, gives you the rundown of who was involved in doing this, and then most importantly, the instructions on how to assemble it. And some little artwork over down there. So that's the game portion of it. Now we got this little bag of sprues. And these are really nice. These are, I did a review of these, I believe, not too long ago. I hate these Ziploc bags. These Ziploc bags, if you can't see this, are these little, they've got like these little bitty lips on either side of them that you have to get in to open it. It's like, damn. And they just do not want to separate. So here's a sprue of She-Hulk, and then you've got a sprue of 2 bases that she can use to go on it. And I believe these are different. This base is the same, but I believe this base is different than the one I got from her last time. So let me see if I've got... Yeah, I still got the other... Got this base. Yeah, they give you a choice of bases with them, which is really nice. And then you got all the different pieces of her and whatnot. And so yeah, these are made from really nice hard gray plastic, like the kind of stuff that GW uses, and the sculpt is on a par with anything GW does. It's really nice, detailed sculpt. It's beautiful, beautiful work. And these are an absolute joy to paint. I've never had a problem painting one of these guys. So I am going to go assemble this, and then we will come back and take a look at her. Actually, I'm going to assemble it and prime it, and then we'll come back and take a look at her and see how she looks. All right, see you soon. Okay, we're back, and we've got her mostly put together. I say mostly because I did this one a little differently than I did the last one I did. I've got most of the figure and the base put together, and I've got her head separately. And that's because I noticed as I was painting the last one that with the head on the figure, some parts of the hair and the neck and whatnot can be a little bit difficult to get to. So I kept that one separately. And then, of course, I got the extra base, which is just going to go in my bits box. So that'll be a nice addition to have somewhere else. But yeah, so she's together. She's looking pretty good. See, I got her on this nice scenic base. I chose this base because I thought it had the concrete of the sidewalk and the asphalt of the street, and it had this little sewer grate here and the manhole cover. And I thought all of that added a nice variety of textures and colors. I could do some metallics on the rust effects and whatnot on the sewer grate, and do some nice color effects on the asphalt and the concrete there. I think that's going to look really good. I did realize as I was going there, I forgot to trim off this little stuff here on the base. Just a little bit of flash from the sprue. Oddly enough, putting this together, it only took about 15 minutes to kind of slap her together, and there's not a lot in the way of mold lines on her, which is really nice. They really did a good job of mostly keeping the mold lines off of her. Last one I did had one like right down the middle of this leg, but this one doesn't appear to have it. It kind of feels like it does. Scrape that down just a little bit here. There we go. So yeah, not a whole lot in the way of mold lines or flash and that kind of stuff, and so that's a really nice little figure. I really like how she turned out. I like how this is going to look when it's painted up. So I'm going to go ahead and go prime her now, and then we'll get started on painting her. Okay. See you later. Bye. All right, brush monkeys, we're back, and She Hulk is all primed up and ready to go, ready for paint. I did this a little differently than I normally do. Normally I go with a zenithal prime. This one I decided to do in just all white, and later on you'll see that I did the starter set excuse me, all in white as well. And the reason for that is because I'm going for kind of it's a comic book character, so I'm going for kind of a bright comic book color scheme to it. So I didn't want to do the usual zenithal prime that I normally do and muddy some of it up. This time I'm wanting to go all like pure white color scheme, and so I think that's really going to make the colors pop. I think it's really going to make it stand out and look really nice. I think it's going to look really good by the time we're done. So I'm going to pause here and go get the paints and lay out my color scheme, and then we'll come back and get started. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, so we got her skin and hair done, and I think she's looking really fantastic. I love the skin tone. It's just a variety of greens. I started out with Renderforest green, and then layered on Army Painter Angel green and Scale 75 Fantasy Games Slimer green, which is kind of their goblin green. Mixed this with the Angel green first, and then did final highlights with just that. And then her face was done the same way. Her hair is the Vallejo dark green game color. So So I may give that another layer. I may just give it a wash of Nuln Oil to kind of bring out that darkness, and then dry brush it with the black green again. But I think she looks really fantastic. Really like how that face came out. See if I can zoom in without it going all blurry. Look at that. That's probably one of the better faces I've done. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to let that dry for a little bit, and then we will come back and start in on her tracksuit that she's wearing. And then we'll go from there. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so now we got the whites done on her leotard there, and her sneakers and her gloves. And I got her hair done. Gave it a little wash of Nuln Oil, that's why it's still kind of shiny. You could use a Nuln Oil gloss. And also gave it a little dry brush of Niblet Green. Once I matte seal all that, that shine will go away for the most part, but it's appropriate for her hair. We want her hair to be kind of shiny. So it's kind of hard to tell the whites from the just plain white base coat there, but I did shade wash them and picked them out in the gray and the white. And then next we're going to go in with the purples, and we're going to use Vallejo Violet for the base coat, and then Vallejo Purple for the highlights. And I think that's going to look really good on the sides there, and the trim on her sneakers and gloves. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll come back and see how she looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so now the purples are done on her, and I think she looks really fantastic. I like how that turned out. I'm really pretty happy with that. So up next, I'm going to do the steel I-beam. That's going to be black and steel with a Nuln Oil wash, light Necron dry brush, and then some Rise of Rust and get it good and rusty, dirty. I might give it, I might do it in Agrax Earthshade instead of Nuln Oil, and get a little dirty. And then the base will be neutral gray from Vallejo, which is a nice kind of dark gray, Agrax Earthshade, and Necron dry brush on the manhole cover and the grate here, but other than that, kind of Dawnstone dry brush on everything else. So I think it's going to look really good. Like how she's turning out so far. And so yeah, I'm going to go make some more progress on her and come back. See you soon. Bye. Alright, we're back, and the I-beam is done. It's looking all rusty and dirty. It's looking really good. I like that. The grate and the sewer lid are like a little shinier than I would have liked. Not gonna lie, but I still need to do the base with the dark gray and then the Agrax Earthshade, and the Agrax wash will wash over the metallics as well. And then I'll probably go over them again with the Rise of Rust and just give it a little, brighten up that rust a little bit. And that's going to make a big difference. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go do those, and then we'll come back and see how she looks. But she's turning out really well so far. I'm really liking how this looks. So, see you in a bit. Alright, boys and girls. We've got the base painted. Base coated at least. I haven't done the shade wash yet. But I did give her skin an extra glaze of the Citadel Waywatcher Green. This is one of their old green glazes. It's really nice. I think it adds an extra little glow to her skin. I think she looks really fantastic. And add a couple more layers to her face. Still one of the better faces I've ever done, but it's a little brighter now. Touched up the area around her eyes. She's got a little more dark eyeshadow around her eyes. Her eyes are a little cleaner. But yeah, I'm loving how she looks. Really loving how this is turning out. So I'm going to let that base dry a little bit because this rock formation here is still a little bit wet. And then once that dries, we will get the Agrax on there and dry brush it, and then go from there. All right. See you soon. Bye. Alright, the base is all but completely done, and it's looking pretty spiff. I'm really liking I realized this little ledge right here was metal and it's supposed to be part of the grate. I'm probably going to paint a little bit of black on the face there just to make it look like a sewer grate. And then the doubled up on the rust effects on the manhole, and it looks really good. So all I got left to do is that little part of the manhole, this base band, which are both going to be black, and gluing her head on. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up, and the next time you see this gal, she'll be completely done. So she's looking pretty good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, there is our finished She-Hulk for Marvel Crisis Protocol. I think she looks really fantastic. I think she came out really well. I'm happy with her. So tune in next week and we'll paint something else, and before too long we'll be painting a lot more of these Marvel Crisis Protocol figures, because I've really gotten into this game. I got the box set planned for future videos, so stick around and those will be coming up in a little while. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom here. If you like what you see, click like down below, and if you want to be notified when new videos get posted, click subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want to support us in any way, check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We're on all those platforms. If you see a miniature on the site that you want to make one of your own, hit me up on Instagram. I can quote you a price for that. And if you want any Flying Monkey Studios merchandise, like t-shirts, things like that, hit me up on storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios and get all your merch there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.